Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. I know it's not Halloween. Alright, that's long past. But when it came to my Halloween videos, I ran out of time and I couldn't upload everything I wanted to. So that's why I'm uploading them past Halloween. But if you stop and look at it like this, at some point in time, it's gonna be Halloween time again, October. So somebody eventually will stumble upon my videos and watch it around Halloween time. So yeah, and I'm here today to talk to you about Unhappily Ever After, Season 5, Episode 6, I Know What You Did in the Closet. So, Unhappily Ever After. This is a show that was on the WB from 1995 to 1999, and it lasted for 5 seasons. And most likely, you've either remember this show, don't know what this show is, and never heard of it, or a combination of both. Basically, after this show got canceled, there was a couple of reruns, and then that was that. It's never been on streaming. It's never been on, excuse me. It's never been on streaming. It's never been on DVD. And it's one of those forgotten shows, but it's a great, funny show. What's it about? Well, basically, it's a knockoff of Married with Children. I mean a direct knockoff, but with things different here and there. Basically, after one of the creators of Married with Children left the show, he created this one. And basically, it's like this married couple, they go through a divorce. The dad becomes like a schizophrenic, and he starts imagining that his son's stuffed bunny is alive. Oh, it's a hilarious show, trust me. And of course, he has the older hot daughter, played by Nikki Cox. She plays Tiffany. Nikki Cox, she had her own show on the WB that was short-lived. She was also the little alien girl in Pen Pals in Star Trek: The Next Generation. And but the dad, he's Jack, and he is played by Jeff Pearson, which is funny because that name is very similar to the skeleton that Craig Ferguson had on his late night show. And you had Kevin Connolly as Ryan, and you had Justin Beerfield as Ross. And Ross was kind of like the forgotten child. He once had a twin, but didn't. And Ryan is the dumb-witted, son. And Tiffany is his extremely hot, daughter, who's really smart and wants to go to college and marry an old rich dude. He had a wife on the show named Jennifer, played by Stephanie Hodge. And the show was actually supposed to focus on her, but then after a couple of episodes, it started to revolve around Jack, the husband. Then, once people started to see the it factor in Nikki Cox, it started to revolve around her and Jack. Then by the last season, it just revolved around her and a new character named Barbara that was introduced into the show. Now, Jennifer had a pill-popping mom, but they got rid of her. One day I will talk about this show because it's just balls off the walls, insane, but not right now. And like I said before, it's not on DVD. It's I forgot. And Bobcat himself voices Mr. Floppy, the stuffed animal. And Bobcat had appeared on Married with Children at one point. And so, yeah, it's just it's in the same show. It's not on DVD. It's not on streaming. Most likely, you'll have to do some soul searching. I think it's on YouTube, which is why I'm not going to go into too much detail about this episode, because you can just watch it for yourself. But, I remember when I first watched this show because I didn't watch it when it was on because I didn't have cable. Then when I did get cable, it was in reruns, and they were just pretty much bopping from one episode to one season to another. And I I couldn't really keep up with like the continuity because I didn't know what was going on. One minute the wife was there, then she's supposedly dead, then she's a ghost, and then like, you know, she's back from the living. There's a reason for that. Basically, the wife was there all throughout the first 3 seasons. Then like they decided to kill her off and bring her back as a ghost, and fans did not like that, so they brought her back from the dead. And then soon after they brought her back from the dead, the actress Stephanie decided, you know what, I had enough disrespect, I'm out of here, and she left the show. And so supposedly after she was brought back from the dead, like, you know, she just abandoned her family. And yeah, like, I'm not surprised they disrespected her. I mean, if you know anything about Married with Children, then like, you know how they treat people on the set, especially like women and stuff like that. And you know, plus the show was supposed to revolve around her, but then it didn't. So that was just a big slap in the face. It's very similar to Family Matters. The show was supposed to revolve around Harriet because it spun off from Perfect Strangers. And as you can tell, it never revolved around Harriet, never. It revolved around the family in season 1, then Steve Urkel after that. But basically, in this episode, I Know What You Did in the Closet, it's a I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream spoof. Slashers and teen slashers. I swear, man, Scream, you know, it did a number on Hollywood. And a lot of people had to they should thank Scream because, boy, it reinvented a whole lot of stuff. Spoof, teen romances, teen dramas, teen slashers, like you name it. Now, the craziest thing about this entire show, as raunchy as it is, Disney is the one who actually owns this show. It was shown on the WB, but Touchstone, whatever that company was called, media or whatever, they the ones who created this show. And Touchstone was originally something that Disney owned, but then 20th Century Fox got it. But then of course Disney got 20th Century Fox. So technically this is a Disney show of all things. And of course, since Disney's so kid friendly now, they don't probably want people to know that they're the ones who created this show. By the second season, like the intro got so much better. It was basically them dancing to that of Ray Charles, like Hit the Road Jack. And if it were to ever be on DVD or streaming, they would have to replace that song because it would cost a fortune. And basically the show is like gratuitous. It's rude, it's raunchy, it's politically incorrect. It's like Married with Children, but just, it is Married with Children, just basically like that raunchy 90s humor, you know? But it was on the WB of all channels and stuff. And like I said, it lasted for 5 seasons, where Married with Children lasted for 11. So basically, in this episode, it's Tiffany, the oldest child, trying to get revenge on that of her older brother, Ryan. Why? Because we see a flashback of him and her. And it's a hilarious flashback set in like the 80s. And I think it was like 1988 it was set, and they're both in adult-sized high chairs, dressed as like little kids and stuff, playing their like younger selves. And it's just like weird and funny. And basically what it is that he wanted her to go in the closet, go get something, and she's scared of the dark. And he tells her, oh, there's like some type of monster inside there and stuff. So she goes in there and he locks the door and she's terrified for hours. Present day, it's like, you know, she finally wants revenge, and on Halloween of all days. And so like, 'cause that's the day that it happened, you know, back then. And so it's basically her throughout the entire episode trying her best to get revenge on him in a very I Know What You Did Last Summer, but more of a Scream type thing. So basically she has like this little toy voice changer thing. She's on the phone, she's calling him. And she's using like a house phone to call him. So it's a little nod to when a stranger calls. And so he is so dim-witted. He is like dumb as a doorknob. And so it takes him a long time, and I mean a long time, to like just answer a basic question or do what she wants. She'll ask him, "What's your favorite movie?" So he just starts naming stupid stuff like, he likes like this movie theater. And she's all like, "No, not your favorite movie theater, your favorite movies." And then he just starts naming his favorite movie. But then she forgot to specify your favorite scary movie since it's Halloween. And he can't even do that. And so basically it's her throughout the entire episode just constantly calling him, wanting him to look at the note on like the refrigerator door, and he can't do that. Like when I say this dude is like stupid as stupid could be, he is stupid as stupid can be. Ross is like the youngest child. He's also from Malcolm in the Middle. And basically his storyline in this is that he bought like an 80 size boombox and he's listening to this rap song, but like the boombox keeps like eating up all the batteries. So he's constantly going around the house getting batteries. He is the forgotten child, but he is as foul mouth as they come. And the dad is just dim-witted and just like, never says like the right thing. And then he just runs down in the basement so he can talk to his imaginary friend and stuff like that, where him and his imaginary friend is basically singing an Irish like drinking song and stuff like that. And so like in the big climax, she's gonna get him back by going like first she starts having like all the family members die. And either their throat slit or like Ross' head is literally through the boombox and everything. And so she even gets like Ryan's love interest, Barbara, who is kind of like her rival at times, to like play along with it. And so like in order for her to go in the closet just to like do anything, she has to have like flashlights and stuff like that. And so she tries her best to trick him, but then as stupid as he is, because she's gonna hide in the closet as he go in there, and she's gonna scare him with a knife. I mean, come on. But he ends up tricking her, I don't know, deliberately, or he's just so stupid that he messed up. So he locked the closet door and went out the front door. And so she's trapped in the closet and her flashlight goes out. But she has multiple other ones, but she's still hollering and screaming. And the family, they're not doing nothing because they assume that like it's Ryan screaming like a little girl. Then all of a sudden, an actual closet monster emanates from the closet and is big and is hairy, and he tells her to shut up because he has to go to work in the morning. The way it's played off is brilliantly and stuff. And I remember when I first started watching this show, like, my attention was just like, I was just like beyond belief. I didn't know what the world was going on, but I knew it had a Married with Children vibe to it. And I didn't know why. And the internet wasn't the way the internet was at that time. And it wouldn't be till many years later I would find out, oh, okay. They basically just a knockoff, and like, the co-creator went over there. And I remember my attention was just drawn to Tiffany, man. Like, oh my God. But yeah, she was like the Kelly Bundy of the show, just smart. And she used to dress in the most like skimpiest clothes like ever. And it, like when you watch this show, like I started, because I've never watched the show in its entirety. I've only seen a couple of episodes, mainly from like the last season and maybe one or two from like the earlier days. And so I'm just like, man, I really want to watch this show because there's no way to watch it. Then I found it on YouTube and I started watching the entire first season. And it's a different vibe from when the mom is on the show. Like it's just really, really different from like that of the fifth season, the one that's a little bit more stuck in my head. And so I haven't finished the show because I started a couple of years ago, but then I stopped because I got streaming again. And I'm just like, I gotta stop again. I just got another app. Like, God, why did I do that? I can't stop. And when they give you like sales and deals, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. And it's just like, I really want to finish this show one day, but it's going to take a good while. Which is why I can't talk about it right now, because I've never seen this show in its entirety. But it's just the kookiest, craziest, balls off the wall show you will ever see. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.